Welcome to Game and Chill.
I'm your host, Rodrigo.
I am Bartholomew.
And I'm your host, Talon.
What's up, chat? Welcome back to Record Scratch. You know, fuck. Welcome back to Game and Chill.
Them and Journey were probably two of the better shows I've ever seen.
Ooh.
And they're both, like, old as shit.
Was Journey good even with, would you see it with the little age Korean man?
Yeah, he's pretty fire. Well, now they're gonna have Joey from Anthrax.
That's crazy.
Dude, I know. Like, it's hard to picture him, like, singing those songs after, like, I've seen Anthrax, like, 4 times. So, like, haven't seen it like that, it's just gonna be crazy to see, but I'm pretty sure, like, he's gonna be who's with him when I see him with Steve. Because the little Korean guy left, just kind of randomly. I mean, like, everyone knew that he never really wanted to do this.
Who's
Yeah,
the
he
little
was
Korean man?
done.
Little Korean man of
They
the
found
band
him at
Journey.
a karaoke club. They, like, saw a video of him or something, and they were like, yo, that guy's really good. And then they went and saw him, like, live. They were like, yeah, he's awesome. And then he just, like, joined Journey.
As what?
As a lead singer.
No shit. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
He
he, like,
sounds
never-
exactly like the original.
That was, like,
singer.
never in his plan. So,
Wasn't in his 5-year plan.
no. But it's like, how do you turn that down, you know?
Right.
Like,
How do you
tell
turn down
Journey,
being
like,
a lead
no, I
singer of
don't
like a
want to
top
be...
a band, like a recognizable band?
Fucking
Yeah.
Journey, bro. You don't turn Journey
Thinking about
down.
South Detroit.
Oh, hold on.
No,
I need
you
to go.
literally, like, can't.
I need to go put eye drops in my eyes. If something says, if something like has no added sugar, is that like?
Doesn't mean it's sugar free.
But then, like, what's the
Yeah.
daily value? Because, like, above it says like 22 grams of sugar, and then below it says including 0 added, and then it
Okay,
says 0% of
there's-
your daily value.
Yeah, what are you eating right now?
I'm drinking Dole 100% pineapple juice.
What?
Pineapple juice in the can.
Oh yeah, because so that's like the amount of like natural sugars that's in the pineapple.
There's just not, like, fake sugar added in to make
Yeah.
it sweeter.
Yeah, there isn't like actual like sweetener in there. It's
Oh, it's
as sweet
it's
as
actual-
it came
But
when it
there's
came out of
still...
the ground.
Yeah,
But
there's
natural
still, like...
sugars in it.
Yes, there's still sugar in it technically.
That's pretty cool. I guess my question is like, where's like the daily value? I want to know how much I'm getting out of this. You know?
Does not say it.
No, it doesn't say anything next to the total sugar. It just says 0% added sugars for daily value.
I played through the Dead Space remake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking good. And now I'm like playing now, and so I beat it today, and now I'm playing through Dead Space 2.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking like, I'm almost halfway through it, and I've only been playing for like 3 hours apparently. So
Yeah, nice.
What is going on, chat? Welcome back to another
Welcome
Freshest
back,
installment.
chat.
of your
what's up,
favorite
gamers?
your favorite, most best gaming podcast. And is this the
Oh,
only
yeah.
gaming podcast? I guess that
I
I
don't
know
know.
of. So
I can't imagine.
If you can give that shit a rating, chat. Trying to boost the numbers.
5
Like,
stars.
comment,
would
and
do.
subscribe.
5 stars
Fucking
would be pretty nice.
leave us shout us out on TripAdvisor.
We're
Give us a Yelp comment.
Yeah.
we will be your best 1 hour vacation. Hashtag not guaranteed. Hashtag no
This is
refunds.
what Matt Day's levels bonus 7.
This is the Matt Days 7. Yeah.
Fuck structure.
Matt is against the structural integrity of capitalism, everybody. Let's give a round of
That's
applause
not true.
for the revolutionary of this age.
No, I have a degree in economics, and that is not true.
Bartholomew Richardson, everybody. Give a.
That's not my last name.
Bartholomew
Wait, how did I
Richardson.
score? What the fuck?
You in a game?
No, I'm in training, and the ball rolled 1 mile an hour into the goal while I was practicing. It's like moving around, and it scored. But yeah, welcome back, chat. This is Matt Day 7.
How was your week, Matt?
I was about to say, how was your week, boys?
It was pretty solid. You know, been playing video games. Shout out Dead Space.
Oh yeah, I actually saw you were playing that. How is it?
It's good. So I beat Dead Space 1, and then playing Dead Space 2 currently.
Okay.
And you know what? Fun stuff.
Fun?
Shout out EA.
You don't hear that often. Shout out EA, everybody.
You do not hear that often. Shout out EA from 20 years ago.
Alright, you know what? I
yeah?
can agree with that one. EA from 20 years ago knows their shit. Well, knew their shit, I guess. EA now,
Alan,
not so sure.
how was your week?
Wait, did you say me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, tell him.
It was pretty good. I went to that Leonard Skinner con. That was probably the most exciting thing of the whole week.
You were talking about it before, weren't you? Like the recording on my end was on, so.
Other than that, I just kind of worked in on the pod.
Nice.
Yeah, Chad, I'm on that edit train now. Rod, did you check out any of that? Was it fine?
Yeah, I liked it. It seemed kind of quiet. Did you notice that?
I kind of noticed that a little bit, but I had to turn it down a lot because it was like super loud originally.
Right, I should have told you. It doesn't translate well to when you upload it because it can be like pretty damn loud when like you're editing on it on like software, but for some reason when you specifically YouTube, I've noticed it like lowers the volume even more. So
Really?
yeah, you can like go ahead and listen to it and like tell me what you think. But I don't
Well, yeah, I'll have to go and listen and let's go back. It's the sound that one.
Shouldn't be too hard. There's a
But
shortcut
like
to like
where I
what?
to like select it all.
Yeah, to select it all and then raise all the volume or not individually, but all together.
I saw the new Godzilla versus Kong, or it's not Godzilla
have you seen
versus,
it?
it's Godzilla
Oh, yeah.
X Kong.
Don't spoil it, but
Not
I'm
spoiling it.
interested to hear about
Spoil,
it. I just
spoil,
watched
spoil,
like the one
I,
before
like-
this one.
Spoiler alert, there's giant monster fights. I could not give
Math.
less of a fuck about the story. Giant
Do you
monster
know?
fights.
Do you know the other 10 movies plus that the story like is based off of?
I mean, I
didn't
can
know
guess.
until I was wanting to watch this movie, and I was like, oh yeah, this is like a trilogy, isn't it? So I should watch like the first one. No,
Yeah.
there's been like every movie since like 2013 that's come out about Godzilla or King Kong is like
Yeah, it's-
all part of this.
It's a part of the cinematic universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had like a couple drinks pre going to see the movie, and then turns out we saw it in 3D. So like I really just was not taking it in visually. Cause like the
I feel like that's
glasses
like the
did
best part about the movies. It's just
get
like the cool
fucked up.
stuff. No, just like the visual parts. Like that's what makes them cool.
Oh yeah,
Newer
no,
ones.
absolutely. It's a good looking movie, without a doubt. The only like I just wasn't taking it in visually because my vision was pixelated and I was wearing glasses that made it hard to see on purpose.
Oh, that's kind of an issue we faced when we went to go see the Mario movie in 3D.
Yeah,
I remember
I think
that.
it's just because a lot of these movies get like they're like not made with 3D like in mind.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they just like if a movie was
Doesn't just
like
make a 3D
created with the
version.
aspect of like okay, we're gonna make this movie for the sake of making it super cool in 3D, then it's gonna be sweet in 3D, but otherwise it's just like not even worth it.
Yeah.
Like after having seen the Mario movie like with and without the 3D, like the 3D was so unnecessary. It made like two parts cooler, and other than that, like it doesn't do anything for the film.
That's kind of how I felt about it, low key.
Like there was a couple parts of it, like Rainbow Road was like trippier and like it looked a lot cooler. There was a couple other parts where like visually it looked a little bit different, and it was like, whoa, that was sweet. But yeah, for the most part, I just felt like it did not warrant seeing the movie that way.
No, it was unnecessary, but yeah, like you were saying, Rainbow Road was one of the parts where I was like, yo, you know.
Yeah, that part was super cool.
I
Yo.
was like, I was like, was Soulja Boy, you? When I was like, I was breaking it down in the movie theater. So yeah, guys, my week's been pretty cool, guys. Thanks for asking.
Rod, how was your week?
Oh, gee. Matt, you want to hear about my fucking week, brother?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So the eclipse happened. This right?
Yeah.
I've been so fucking busy, but the eclipse did happen this last week, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was cool. We went to go see it. They had like a whole showing on the Pentacrest for it. Like the astronomy and physics club, or not club, department provided eclipse glasses for everybody, and they also had telescopes set up too, where people could come in and take like a good viewing of everything through the
Cool.
telescope. So that was
that's cool.
that was pretty sick. I got to see it a couple times through the telescopes. Honestly, pretty fucking cash money. I'm not gonna lie. I was like pretty damn impressed. At Gmail.
You know,
bro.
great job, Sun and Moon, coordinating that shit for us to look at.
Yeah, honestly.
All the entertainment.
You guys didn't have to go as hard as you did, but I'm glad you did. Like that was pretty sweet. Now I'm not like considerably jealous of those that got to see it in full totality, but that would have been fucking cool to see.
Well, yeah, because like it
It
would
would
have
have been
got
cool to see the animals like get all weird.
Yeah,
and, like, not know what the
why
fuck's
the fuck is it
going
nighttime?
apparently, motherfucking insects like act up too. And one of my professors,
because it like throws their whole cycle off. They like don't know what's going on
because they rely so much on like the sun and moon, which is crazy. I thought it was pretty cool. Plus, do you guys know if the eclipse has any effect on the tides on Earth?
Not really.
Not really, as in you don't know, or not really, as in they don't.
I don't think they do, because all it is just because like the moon isn't closer or further away from Earth or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
All it is just the moon is in front of the sun.
passing by the sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to go see that. I had like an interesting thing also happened there. I invited a couple of my friends, and then this one girl that I was interested in, but she told me she had class. So I was like, oh, that fucking sucks. Like, I'd skip class and like come to the fucking eclipse. Like, next one's happening in 20 years, but go off, I guess, right? So,
Dude, eclipse happens like a solar eclipse like that happens every like 4 years.
That's what I was thinking too. But who can't juke me?
I mean, yeah, I obviously sweeten the deal for the dame,
right? So she so she was like, yeah, I got like lecture, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. But as I was like looking up at the sun, I take a second to look back down, and guess who I see amongst the crowd?
man. This is a puzzler.
Take a guess.
I haven't already heard this.
No, you definitely haven't. But yeah, so that was interesting to see happen. We don't like liars, chat. Just to clarify, don't lie to people. But yeah, the eclipse itself was really cool. I went with one of my friends to go try this like not new, but this cool Korean restaurant that's in the old Cap that we haven't tried before. And it was like kind of fire.
In the mall.
In the good old
Is
mall.
Is it like Korean barbecue where you like
Yeah, pretty much. It's in that corner.
Put shit on your own, or do you?
Oh no, you order it.
Oh, okay.
It's like the one. I'm sure you've probably seen the one that was on the corner, right?
Saigon's Corner.
But anyway. So yeah, I think that was Monday, and then Tuesday I went to like talk to my professor, and I got like, I didn't get made fun of, but that professor he is tough. I'll say that much.
Bro's,
He is
bro's tough.
tough. If you like come at him with a dumb question, he will make sure you know it was a dumb question. He'll answer it, but he'll make sure you know it was a dumb question, or something
That
along the
kinda
lines
sucks.
of like, hey, could you help me out with this like part? And he's like, well, we actually covered that in like the third week of class, so you should really know how to do this by now. So it's like, he's like incredibly intelligent. Like he is insanely smart. Like even for a professor, like we expect them to be pretty intelligent, right? This guy's like, oh no, this guy's like
Okay, no.
insanely smart. But
I
I don't
don't
know.
like
He's just,
professors that are like when they're like too smart and then they think that like, well, you're dumb if you don't get it. I do.
I'm sure he doesn't think that way, but the way I think he thinks is that things that we covered a lot earlier shouldn't be asked now, you know? And he'll like make that known. Which I mean, I guess if I really try to see it from his perspective, I can see. But other than that, like, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Besides that, Matt, do you want to hear about my taxes, bro?
What about your
Because
taxes?
I think I already told you, didn't I?
Told me, yeah.
All right, yeah. Strap in, because I don't remember what the fuck happened from Monday night to Friday afternoon. Sorry, I really feel like I've said this before, and I really feel like I've been in this situation before. Just having a good old class of deja vu. But
Told me.
right. So I think I went to go do my taxes on Friday, but I went to. So I guess not. Should I shout out the company, Talon? What do you think?
It's up to you.
All right. Well, I went to a certain. I went to a certain cube district to go do my taxes, and while I was in this district, I went in like pretty like in the in the noon. I went in at noon, and I brought all my shit. The lady sat me down. She was like, "Okay, do you have like last year's taxes?" And I'm like, no, I actually didn't know you needed those." And I didn't, because usually when I do my taxes, like I never need that information. But anyway, get that sorted. She told me I needed last year's taxes, which I've never had to, because the guy that I go to, he usually has my shit on record anyway, so he never asked me for it. He already has it, right? So I've never needed to straight up like bring my last year's taxes.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, she's like, "Well, you'll have to like come back." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine." So I leave, go to class, come back with all my shit, and she's like, filling everything out, tell me like how much I would owe them at the end of the day, right? But she just like doesn't say anything until we're done. Whatever. Once she finishes, she's like, "Huh, this is kind of weird." And I'm like, what's going on?" And she tells me, she says to me, "I owe 700 bones to the state of Iowa." And that's because I guess when I filled out my W-4, it wasn't like I didn't fill it out properly.
So you owe 700 smackaroos, 700 schmeckles to
700
the old
schmecks.
U.S.
Not the U.S.,
Not the
state of
USG,
Iowa.
but the fucking
The
ISG.
Iowa, dude. I fucked
rough.
her on credit,
do
so I
owe
owe her. I do owe her, don't I? Fuck. So yeah, that I can understand, right? I'm like, okay, that's fucked. Like I probably filled it out wrong, and then like had like not a lot withheld for some reason. I won't know. I wouldn't know why, but I probably filled out my W-4 wrong, because she was telling me that we had a new one. I think last year or the year before, we had like a new way to fill out a W-4. So with that in mind, she said it was also like kind of confusing. Whatever. I probably ended up actually filling it out wrong, and then it ends up screwing me over. But I guess I would have kept the money that would have been taken anyway. So I don't know. You know?
Well, yeah, because when you owe it,
That is
it
how
just
taxes
means
work.
that they pay you more, and then you owe it back at the end. When
Yeah.
you file 0, then you just like they take it and then they pay you some of it back.
That's learning it, because yeah. But that I'm fine with. That I'm fine with. That I can't do anything about that. Well, I don't know, but I can't do anything about that, right?
Right.
She pulls up the screen.
You
It's
can
like,
just not pay it, but
well,
you know.
yeah, but I think that could get me into a little bit of trouble. So
yeah, it's only $700 worth of trouble.
yeah, it's not even that much, dude.
Dude.
Like they're not gonna fucking. Well, they might.
Listen,
Don't-
some guy last name.
Rigo.
You don't say yes.
I don't say yes. No, I'll be like, nah, man. My
Nah,
name's
man, you got the wrong
Enrique,
place.
brother.
Oh, my name's Enrique Holmes.
No, I'd be like,
What are you talking
gay.
about? You
I'd be like,
crazy.
gay. I know English, compadre. Like, oh, if I say like,
know
that's over. They'll be like, hold on a minute.
Inglés, compadre.
Español, por favor. And the dude's like pulls out in perfect Spanish, and I'm like, oh.
GG.
He's on to us, and he's run out the door.
I look at him with like the most blank stare. I'm retarded, man.
How should I know? I'm retarded.
I like look at him. I go. Go back to last episode chat, but
Throwback.
yeah. So that happens, and then she like shows me how much I'm gonna have to owe to like their company for filing my taxes. Right?
Yeah.
I owe not one, not two, but $255 extra schmecks on top of that to file my tax. I'm a student, bro.
So this trip to unnamed tax company.
Trip
to this place that files taxes that is cube themed
to cubic ink, yes, to cubic square, to cubic ink
was all it was just, hey, fuck you, you owe $1,000
in total. Yeah, like the taxes part, I like, is fine. But when on their website it says like $89 to file taxes, I'm sorry. Should I be surprised when it's not $89? Like, excuse me? And then she's like, "Oh, that's just like if you file like the federal, right?" And I look at the screen and it says under federal like $100 and some dollars. And I'm like, "Well, that's a fucking lie." So
federal would be less.
So yeah, that happened. So do you want to know what I did, Matt? You want to know what I did? Oh, but Matt, do you want? Matt, do you?
Yes.
Do you want to know what I did after she told me that?
Do?
I looked over because she had all my taxes, right? All my papers. I looked over, and I said to her, I says, "Can I have those back?"
That was back.
I don't actually say that. I like express like, oh, that's like a lot, and like I don't know about like this whole like taxes thing. She's like, yeah, I know, like we should have gone over it before. Like I'm sorry, and all this like a nice back and forth, right? Like no hate on the lady at all. She was incredibly kind. I'm sure that's also part of her job to be kind, but still, like
Well, yeah, that's just customer service.
Customer service never has to actually be serviced, but it's nice when they actually do it.
It'd been really funny if they're like, "Hey, you owe us $250," and then they hand you the thing to pay, and it's like, "Would you like to add a tip?"
Yeah. Rod, when they told you the money you owe in both, what the fuck, in both facets,
Yeah.
did you just go, "Ay, Dios mío"? I bet that's what you did.
That's exactly what I did. I went, ay, Dios mío.
Ay, caramba.
No, yeah, absolutely. So, actually, I think I actually did cuss in Spanish. I don't know, because I do that. I don't like, and I don't know when I do that because I just do that, So that's very possible that I may have cussed in Spanish when she told me. So
Ideal meal.
no, not like that, but I leave, rightfully so,
Bro leaves.
and I think that was Friday. Okay, so then that didn't happen then. I'm writing this long ass fucking paper. Nice shot, dude. I'm writing this long ass fucking paper that
Put it
requires
away.
me to like, it's like a Greek mythology paper. Talon, did you have to write this one where like you compare and contrast like two deities and then like explain why their differences or similarities exist?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember what I wrote about though.
but you did do that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did the same one. And, you know, like usual, they always tell us like don't start the night before, like start like soon, blah blah blah. I started it the night before. It was
Yeah, I
due.
remember I did that paper in like an hour and a half.
That's fucking crazy. How'd you do that in an hour and a half, bro?
56 points, boys. I have to piss.
I don't remember what
Chat.
I wrote about, but I remember that I just like I had already like come up with the topic and like found my articles and stuff, and then I just like pumped it out real quick.
Oh, okay. So the way I wrote it, which is probably bad, was I bullshitted everything, and then I went in to find articles for proof to back up my bullshit.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Usually.
I mean, it worked on my last paper, which is why I did it this time, you know? And my last paper like got a better score than the one I actually like did like the read and then write on. So I was like, oh well, if that works out better, then I'll do it this way then. So
When you compare,
I compared Aries and Hephaestus
I return.
because could I get an invite back into the party, boys? Because and I said because though they're like pretty different in the way they do things, Aries with his like explosive personality and Hephaestus with his
leave the party.
Oh, I got it.
like
Okay.
intricate attention to detail, you know? They're like they're that was their differences, but I combined I talked about how like by combining their differences in the field of battle, like it like you know they excel in their own rights, and then
Yeah.
I did similar the dedication that they put towards like their own arts, and I think it was a pretty decent paper for what it was, to be honest. But I had to have turned it in on Friday night. I turned it in Saturday night, technically Sunday morning, if you like, you know, it was like midnight or 1 a.m. or some shit. So it was almost 2 days late. That's fine. I got it turned in anyway. But
At least they let you, Matt. You got it.
yeah, that's true.
Yep.
But on Sunday, not Sunday, today's Sunday. On Saturday, I went to go play basketball with a bunch of fucking kids, mind you. I had no idea these people were children.
Just gonna out yourself like that on air.
Yeah, wait, what do you mean?
Oh, like freshmen.
In college or
Yeah,
high school?
no, in college because
Oh.
they're in my comp org class, which is a really fucking difficult class that late sophomores, early juniors take at the very least. And there's a fucking freshman in it. So
The Asian.
no, I don't know what she is, but she's not white, that's for sure, or Asian, or Mexican.
And she's playing basketball?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So they invited me to play basketball, and then I found out that some of the kids I was playing with are still in high school. So that was crazy.
Oh my god.
And I
Really?
haven't. And Talon, I feel you when you said that the day you went to go play basketball and you came out of that like thinking to yourself like, "Fuck, I am out of shape." Like that. Like that's how I felt. That's how I still feel.
Oh, yeah.
Like my legs.
Yeah,
my ass
you
is
go
burning.
back like you haven't played for a while, and you do, and it fucking
It
whoops
fucks
ya.
you up.
And then it feels like that for like another month.
Oh no, really? Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
My ass hurts.
you'll
for
feel
some
like
reason,
ass
bro.
for a while.
Oh, dude, no. And I also went hard too because I don't bitch out, you know. I'll try.
Right.
So yeah, that happened. They're cool. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't know that they were like as young as they were. Not that it matters. I was just caught me by surprise. You know, me being a fucking senior and all.
Senor.
So
I'm
yeah,
on it
so
with the
that kicked my
Mexican
ass.
jokes right now.
And then right,
The
oh,
Hispanic jokes. I should say.
perfect, because I'm about to start talking about some Hispanics. Because right after, right after I fucking
Fuck.
came back from the gym from playing b-ball with my legs hurting and like feeling like I'm gonna fucking collapse. There's these 4 Mexican dudes in a truck waiting for me because like they were telling me like oh hey, I saw your post about the car you're selling, like, you know, we're interested, like we want to like buy it. And I'm like, okay, cool, like I'm available Saturday. And I guess I should have told them to like let me know when they're gonna show up, but they didn't. So I didn't know when they were gonna show up. And then they just did without my being there. So when I got there, they all got out of the truck, and it's just like these tattooed, like big tattooed dudes. And I'm like, there's 4 of them. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, what I get myself into?
I'm gonna get murdered.
Or
My
get
own
something stolen.
domicile.
So, you know, they're there for the car, and then they like test drive it, they check it out, whatever. Long story short, I'm not gonna say everything that happened because low key it seemed kind of not 100% secure. I'll say it was like a little sketch, but like, you know, I'm not gonna say why.
Brother.
I'm sure Chat has enough intuition to figure out why. But yeah, so I sold my car, Matt. I sold Sonia.
Rip.
And
I got another one, right?
yeah, and I kind of miss her already because like I was planning on driving her till like she like broke down on me completely, you know. Like she was my college car.
Yeah.
I don't know. I worked.
What'd you get though? What's the new whip?
I went. You're like, man, out with the old and with the new.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Hard,
worked.
dude.
I worked pretty damn hard for Sonia, so it's like I don't know. I feel attached.
I get that.
But yeah, so the new car. His name. I gave him a name. The new car's name is Vector.
You do not want to name your car a dude name.
Why not?
Yeah.
You're inside a dude at all times.
I didn't see it like that.
Riding around inside
Yeah, you didn't
this
see
guy.
it like that, but that is how it
Well.
is.
Is that how it is? I don't know.
What do you think you're? What do you think
Cars
you're
are
touching
always
when you're?
girls.
Yeah, car.
I thought cars were always
Car
girls
is always
too.
a girl.
But I don't know. For some reason, this car gives off like manly vibes. So
What kind of car is it?
it is a damn. I fucked that up so hard. It is a 2013 Volkswagen Passat. Something SE TDI. It's got like a turbo in it.
Shout out Volkswagen. I also have a Volkswagen.
So I don't know. For some reason, like
Volkswagen.
for some reason, just like looking at it, it doesn't give off a feminine vibe, you know. But I guess if we're going for that, it's not too late to change its name. I was going with Vector, but I guess I could go with Vectoria. So
Victoria.
Vectoria,
Why Victoria?
because there's
Give it
like,
a German name.
because there's like no there's like a reason I named it Vector that I'm not gonna say here. So
Is it like the crocodile from Sonic?
no,
yes,
but
just
I'm
say
really
yes.
glad. No, but no, I'm really glad you didn't say the dude from Despicable Me, because that's why I
That's my well. I mean, that's my second. That was my second guess.
That was
but-
my next guess. Yeah.
fuck
cro-
you.
Mm.
I overcommitted. Fuck.
Don't worry, boys.
God
One
damn it.
in 14. We've done it before.
We've done it before.
But yeah, so I guess I might change the name to Victoria then. But right now it's Vector.
Oh god damn it, Talon!
So yeah,
Thought it was
and
going in.
it's a pretty nice car. The windows work. The side view mirrors work. I'm like, the glass isn't broken. Oh, damn it! I was there for that too.
It's up. Fuck.
Closewood. Hey. So yeah, I got a new car. It's a Volkswagen. It's
Very
really
nice.
nice. It's just I have no leg room, and if I want leg room, then I have to slouch over to reach the steering wheel because I guess that's how it's built. I don't know.
What?
Like I'd have to stretch out my arms a lot more to like get to the steering wheel instead of like having them being like relaxed.
You can
close to
move
my
the
chest.
steering wheel.
Like forward and backward,
Yes.
not up and down.
Yeah.
They can move like forwards and backwards.
Yes.
I did not. I will try that the next time I get in. I get in. I get in.
Rod.
And the next time I get in Victoria, yeah, you're right, Victoria. Next time
Yeah.
I get in Victoria.
Whatever you did. I'm pretty sure it's on the left side of the steering wheel if it's consistent. If Volkswagen's been consistent, I'm sure they have.
Volkswagens are Germans, of course they're consistent. You've seen what they've done in the past.
Hey man.
All I'm saying is German engineering. It holds up. It's obviously different from before, but like, it's kind of nice.
Oh, dude, I love my Volkswagen.
German engineering's so cool. Nice shot, Talon.
Nice.
So yeah, that happened. My parents came to like drop it off. I got paid $2,500 for Sonia, and I got a Volkswagen out of it. And I had to go through the process of getting insurance, which was a bitch.
Yep.
Yep. I settled with may or may not bleep this out, but I want to let you guys know. It was they offered me the lowest rate out of all of them at $59 a month
Nice.
for like liability.
That's pretty good.
You know, I'm not gonna get full
Oh, yeah.
coverage. Where Progressive,
Progressive.
Geico, and Allstate and all that, like they were giving me like rates of $75 to $90 a month, and Bristol West gave me rates for like $60 a month. So I'm like, fuck yeah, like I'm gonna take them. Obviously, I'd be foolish not to.
You'd be crazy not to. Hi, Mitzi.
So
You awake?
and then I also like went online to do to do like State Farm. And apparently, after like I got my quote, a couple hours later, a representative in Iowa from State Farm called me and was like,
Yep.
"Hey, we noticed like you didn't sign on with us. Like did you do you know why and shit like that?"
Yeah.
And then he just like hounded me for a while, and got me a new quote. And then he tried to get me to get renter's insurance, which I was like, I don't need that shit. But I found out that renter's insurance is $6 a month, and they cover like thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of shit.
Yes. That is insurance.
But $6 a month, like he said, like how much do you think like everything you have would be worth to replace? And I'm like, oh, dude, maybe like $2,000. And he's like, oh, we'll put you for like $5,000. And $6, like if I lose all my shit, and it like totals up to like $5,000, or not even, like they'll for $6 a month they'll replace it. That's crazy.
Well, $1,000 worth of coverage is not a lot, like in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of like insurance.
Well, 5,000, I
You know?
guess, because he said like up to 5 to 10,000 is what he said at the end for just $6 a month.
Still.
So I was like, to me, that's like I'm not paying shit for like, for this. I understand like this is like me dipping my toes into the realm of insurance. Like I haven't done this prior, so I don't know what like is normal and what's not.
When I was working in logistics, people and customer would request that they have extra insurance added onto the like extra insurance added onto a shipment.
Mm-hmm.
Like say there's like typically all carriers like cover up to like $100,000 worth of stuff free of charge. Or insurance, I should say.
Okay.
Then if they want like extra insurance, like another like say like another like $100,000 worth of insurance, it's like $50.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Or like say it's like a small shipment, where like they're only like they
Dude
want.
crashed.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rod crashed.
I crashed straight up. I gotta reset the recording too now. Yeah. So today's topic for the chat, we had been like bumming around a lot. I want to hear about your guys' like work stories. Now I know Hillcrest has like a few, and the famous one in my mind that stands out is the one about the eggs. So I want.
Yeah,
The girl.
Oh wait, Matt, were you here for that?
The eggs?
Matt was.
No, I mean
the
like
primary
guy
guy started that
helped
shit.
me
The
with
topic.
eggs.
Sorry, boys. I was letting my dog out.
Mitzi.
all good. We shouldn't have gone, but yeah. So today's topic will be. I want to hear about your guys' work stories. If you need time to think about like a couple, I've got like a few short ones off the top of the dome that I could say. So
I have some good ones. I have a really good one.
all right, go ahead and shoot whenever ready. Tell
know,
us
man.
your job, your position, how much you made. No, I'm kidding. But you can tell us however much you want about like details
Anything
and
that
then the
was in an
story.
NDA that you signed, tell us about that.
It is required by law under the Game and Chill contract that you inevitably ended up signing without consent.
Yeah, I signed a game and chill contract. It earned $0.
Hey, it's double. It's
Yes, it sure has.
But anyway, yeah, shoot whenever you're ready.
Good girl. Sorry,
Whoops.
my mind's not in the game. I'm watching my dog be outside and shit. What the fuck just happened?
All good. Talon and I can cover. for that.
I mean, if you guys don't have anything on right now, I have a doozy.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have a couple in mind that aren't like great by any means, but I might be underestimating it or I might be forgetting some.
Okay, so this was I was a month into this job.
Okay.
I was a freight broker for a third-party logistics company, and like this was like a week after training ended, or like 2 weeks.
Mm.
There's this guy that was in my training class, and at first I was talking to him. He seemed pretty cool. He played guitar. I play guitar. Fucking sick. We talk about music a lot.
Yeah.
And then I started like coming around me more and more, and I started noticing that like he was kind of like not all there.
Not all there. What do you mean?
Like he's just got a couple screws loose,
Okay.
like crazy,
like batshit fucking no. Okay, yeah.
like kind of insane. So
Like kind of remind me of the Joker.
Joker, baby.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Anyway, yeah. So like he would like make a ton of like off-color jokes and just like laugh at them on his own. Like no one else would find them funny, but he
But
would
he'd
think they're
chuckle at
funny.
him? Okay.
No, he would not like chuckle like.
Oh, he'd think they were hilarious.
That's how he would sound. Yeah, he'd think they were fucking hilarious, but and I'd hardly call him jokes because he'd be like, I ran over a family of 4 with my car the other day. Like what? Like, yeah, and he's telling us this like at work.
Maybe the shock factor.
I wouldn't call that like the shock factor isn't like shock factor comes like when like there's a story that you didn't expect that turn to be taken, but it got taken. But this is like that's his opener and it's his punchline is I committed vehicular manslaughter.
Well,
Anyway.
you telling it right now is kind of funny.
Well, yeah, because this is a thing that happened. Because that wasn't the opener and closer. There's a story to this whole thing.
Okay, and then
He's
Damn,
been
he's
telling
bizarre.
these jokes for a fucking while.
yeah,
You know, since we've been working there. It was getting to the point like management was taking,
Oh no.
and they were just looking for an excuse to like get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And part of my job was to, it was business development, so I had to make calls to businesses, that might need our services, do a bunch of cold calls.
Yeah.
And like they wanted us to like hit, a certain number of calls per day.
Okay.
And this guy was falling behind in that metric.
Mm-hmm.
But so one day he's at like 44 calls when he needs to be at like fucking 80.
Oh.
And they bring him into the office, sit him down. They're like, "Hey, you need to step it up." And he's like, "Whatever."
He's like, whatever.
I don't give a fuck.
And they're like, he's like, "All right, fine." And so, he gets back to work, and
He's like, well, I can't hit these calls if you're fucking busy bothering me.
I could be taking time for these calls right now. You here breathing down my fucking
Yeah,
neck?
I
Could
just
be me
lost
making
out
a
on
potential
4
client.
calls.
You fucking dip.
So he was making the calls.
Mm-hmm.
He's making calls, and then he looked at me and the guy that I was sitting next to, because he thought someone like ratted on him for not making enough calls.
Uh-huh.
He looked at me and he pointed to the guy that's sitting across from me. He goes, "Was it him?" Like he mouthed it, and I'm like, "I don't know." And he out loud he goes, "Do you guys think I'm making enough calls?" And everyone goes, "I don't know." And then I look at him like, why? What do you ask? He's like, "'Cause they're telling me that I'm not making enough calls." I'm like, "Well, then you're not making enough calls."
Matt,
Like,
you did not just tell that dude that he wasn't making enough calls.
it gets better. So
Oh, boy.
then they're like, I'd say like another half an hour, management brings him back into the office,
Oh no.
and they're like, "You know what? You're an absolute HR nightmare. Get the fuck out."
They fire him on the
like
spot.
they fired it. No, they didn't fire him on the spot, but like they fired him on the spot in the office, in the front office.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then they walk him back to his desk so he can get all his shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, making a scene of it. It's like, I started making the calls and you're firing me? And we're like, and like everybody in the office is looking at him, and like we're all looking at each other, and they escort him out.
Yeah.
All right, he's gone.
Okay.
Gonzo.
Okay.
The 3 managers that escorted him out come back into the office, and they call me and the guy that's sitting next to me into the office.
Oh no.
And they go, and so me and the guy sitting next to each other, like the guy I sat next to, really cool guy, one of my best friends since working there.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, nice guy. And we walk into the room, the front room. No, this is a month into my tenure there.
Oh no.
And they look at the manager, the manager in the middle looks at both of us and goes, "So, you guys aren't planning on shooting up the office, are you?"
What?
Yeah. And him and I look at both of our faces just go pale.
Drop,
We both look at each other, look back at our
like you did not just tell us that.
Yeah, we go, no. And they're like, "We didn't think so," because we knew this guy was crazy. But we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't ask. And we're like, "Oh, cool, great."
Right.
But then we found out. Yeah, then we find out the guy, like, obviously we knew the guy was crazy, but then like we find out a week into like a thing he did a week into like being at the job, like after the first weekend of like us working there, he goes up to our team leader and said that the office manager broke into his apartment over the weekend. Like he saw it happen.
Oh, wait. I'm lost.
It didn't happen.
I'm lost. What? So start again. What did the dude that got fired came up to?
So yeah, the crazy dude that got fired. Fucking like over the like, it got revealed to like me and the guys that my good friend from work.
Yeah.
that he claimed, like the crazy guy claimed that the manager of the office broke into his house like just over the weekend.
Okay. The manager of the office.
Just, yeah, like just out of nowhere.
It was in my house, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he was.
I
in my
saw
apartment,
him.
man. Oh yeah, no, so they made me work from home.
Oh,
Or then not me. They made the whole office work from home, I should say, the day after. And then,
because
because they assumed there was some type of threat.
okay.
And then they hired a security guard to stand watch at the front door for 3 months.
That dude cost them nothing but money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god. Dude.
Oh, and then like months later, the guy that has the crazy dude on Facebook saw that the crazy dude posted on Facebook that the new job that he got made him go on leave to seek help.
To seek help?
Yeah,
What do you mean? Like
psychiatric help.
not like he knew he was like a little off then, or
I mean, I don't know if he knew he was a little off, but fucking
the new job
They were
made
like, yeah,
them...
you're a little off.
everybody he's come in contact with probably knows he's a little off.
Okay. So he's like, fuck, is something actually wrong? And then he's like, psyche. Dude, that'd be so fucked to go your whole life thinking like you're just fine. And then like eventually, like as you get to an adult,
Someone's like, hey,
people like start telling you.
you know.
And you're like, thank, like very funny. And it's like, no, like you actually, like you're not normal. Like, oh fuck, like really? That'd be kind of like if someone told me that, I'd be like, fuck, dude. You're kidding.
You
You're
kidding?
fucking with me.
You're fucking with me.
You're just fucking with me.
Just lying.
Oh my gosh. And what is the name of this employee?
Why would I?
For the chat.
Dude, you know,
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Oh,
It's
yeah, I
so weird.
thought you
You
used
like,
first
No,
name.
I'm good. No.
it's so weird. Like, you start a new job at a place, like just some place, and like, I feel like there's always that guy that like you meet on day one, and you're like, oh, he seems pretty cool, and you like kind of talk to him for the day or whatever, maybe like a couple weeks, and then you always come to there's always like one person that you come to find out. Everyone's like, yeah, he's really weird.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we don't really talk to him. You know, and then
don't
you're
really
like,
talk
oh
to that
shit, I
guy.
thought he was kind of cool, and then like he immediately like gets weird.
Yeah, as soon as like you
feel
hear
like
him
that just, like,
about him being a
happens.
weird guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
like
does happen.
happens all the time. You know, it's so strange.
Who was? I
Like,
guess.
God,
I
like
guess
you could even say that about fucking Pepe.
really?
I mean, like at first I felt like he was weird, but I didn't think he was like
Yeah, that dude had to have been autistic.
fucking super strange. But like
1000%.
it very quickly became apparent that he was all sorts of fucking wrong. Yeah, so fuck, I guess we gotta tell that story.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot
We gotta
about
talk
that.
about you getting
The
fired from
To-Matt-ildos.
Pepe.
That was
The
racist.
To-Matt-ildos.
That was racist.
Yeah, Rod got fired because he's a Mexican.
Which is
You know, it's
disclaimer.
funny. You got fired from a job where you were working the field.
I know. I think. I don't know if that makes my ancestors proud or angry. I'm not really sure.
I feel like they've got to be
Holy shit! We're
disappointed.
facing Juneteenth.
Oh no.
As we're about to get.
I mean, yeah, they're just naturally better than us at sports.
Maybe not at car soccer.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
Name one that participates in NASCAR. You fucking can't.
What?
I mean, there is one, but
I wasn't really
he
paying
is not good.
There you go.
Mr. Bubba.
Anyway, evil Colonel Sanders be like,
Anyway,
Oh,
yeah.
suck
Oh
Fucking
yeah,
bad.
yeah. The okay. So
So we worked. So
hold on.
one summer.
How Was it you that found that job? Because I don't have any
So I was just
collection.
about to tell that.
Okay, bet.
So one summer, I had worked at a flower shop, which I also have stories about that place, but we'll save those.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we have had more jobs than I think of, huh?
and so Rod had tried to work at the flower shop, and they had like
They liked me and everything.
didn't
I had a
hire
whole
you.
interview
They didn't hire you because we didn't like really need a person.
at that
Essentially,
time.
they were like, "Yeah, we don't like need like we're in not our non-busy period." And we were
My
like
bad,
coming
guys.
up on part of the year
Fuck,
where
no,
they were
I
like
shouldn't
gonna
have done that.
they were gonna lay off all like the part-time people, which
Uh.
is like basically all the high school students.
Yeah.
And so they like posted a little thing, and it was this little ad, and it was talking about if you needed a summer job, like this was a place you could go. And they made it sound like it was just gonna be another like greenhouse job.
Okay.
And I was like, well, this greenhouse job I have now is pretty chill, and like it's not hard, and it'd be like easy, and we could just like vibe. So me and Rod like both decide that we're gonna apply for this job, and
That was our
I
first mistake.
I like applied
My bad.
first, and was kind of like, because it was basically like I met him. He was like, "All right, you're hired." You know, it wasn't like there wasn't much to it. I mean, he was pretty much just like, "Yeah, you sound like you could do this. Like, do you have a problem with sitting on this bucket all day, every day, and like pulling the fucking
we're teenagers.
snipping the
buds.
leaves here?" And I was like, "No, I don't give a shit. Like, I'll do that."
Yeah.
And it paid decent, so
Did it really?
it's like fuck. I mean, it paid like 16.
No fucking way it
Dang.
paid 16, bro.
Yeah, it paid pretty decent, and I only
For a high
remember
school
that
job, that's
because
really fucking
the
good.
checks were like pretty decent whenever we actually got paid.
Well, that was after a whole month though, so I guess that's another.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, so I start working, and I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. This isn't like terrible, and I'm like, Rod, you should like do this. So Rod
Wait, didn't we
applies.
start together? Tell him?
I think I started like a day before you because
we
he
went
like
into to write
called
our...
me back prior to like calling you back.
Okay, because I remember we did our W2s together in his basement,
We did do
Which
that
was-
together.
which was kind of weird. Weren't you down there?
We
being
did
like,
do the W2
like, what are we-
together,
what are we
but
doing here?
yeah, that was weird.
In his like office, like that shit was like messy. Like no offense to this guy, but like that shit was like messy as hell.
His
right?
whole life was fucking messy, dude. His
I-
whole house. Remember, we went to his house, and it was just like there was just shit everywhere.
That's
Like
what I'm
hoarder,
thinking right
like
now. Like there was
hoarder
nowhere
level,
to walk.
like yeah, it was like hoarder levels of like just having stuff everywhere. That was like my first bad sign that like yeah, this guy might not be
Red
like
flag.
a great
one.
place to work, but whatever. So yeah, we go do the W2s. Like Rod gets brought on, and we start like he's like explaining what this job is.
Yeah.
So basically, it was advertised like you were going to be working at a greenhouse, and like this was the farthest thing it possibly could have been from working at a greenhouse.
We low key.
This guy
built
just
the
had, like, a-
greenhouse. Low key.
Yeah. This guy basically just
Low-key.
had like a plot of land, and he was like, it wasn't even a big
Please
plot
watch
of
this.
land, and he was like, yeah, I have this idea for how to make like better tasting tomatoes, and we're gonna build these posts and trim like so basically we had to put all these posts in the ground and like build this thing up for where it was gonna be like 4 metal wires and there was 2 on each level, so there was like 4 levels and 2 on each level, so 8 wires total.
Mitzi,
And there was gonna be
no need for that. Sorry.
Very nice.
damn, no save on that. And so there was gonna be like these I think it was like 8 poles or something. But his idea was that with the way a tomato grows, the plant like grows up, and then you'll get like a flower where there's gonna be a tomato.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then in between, so like you get branches like on a tree or any plant. You get like branches that branch off. And the way that
Gotcha.
tomatoes grow is that like in between those, like where one branch comes off the main stalk,
Oh yeah, the
that's where
suckers.
new branches will start to grow, little
Mhm.
sucker branches. And if you
Yeah.
let them go, like they'll flower and like grow fruit. But his idea was if you cut all the suckers off and you only keep like four main stems off of the
Was
plant.
it only 4? I thought it was like 8 or some
I think
shit.
it was 16 actually, but it was
Okay,
like
good, because I
in
was thinking
theory
16 too.
if you like cut the plant down, oh man,
Yeah.
I even got a save there.
I should have gotten a save for this one.
But it was like if you cut the plant down to where it only has like 16 main stems or whatever,
Yeah,
then
then
you're
the plant can
channeling
focus
all the growth
into
into
them.
those stems, and it's not focusing on having all these little plants. And in theory, it should yield like bigger, better tomatoes
Yeah, high
because
high
all the
bricks
plant
tomatoes.
energy is going there. Yeah, high bricks.
High bricks tomatoes, everybody.
And know way too much about tomatoes because of the job. But
And Loki, he kind of had us going. Like he was telling us this,
it
and
made sense. Yeah, he's like talking about it, and he's like, "Yeah, this is like the third year we're doing it.
like
We've
we've
been
sold them at
having
the
really
state
good
fair.
results when we sell them. Like everyone's all about it." And so we're like, "Oh shit! Like this might be kind of cool to be a part of. Like this guy kind of sounds like he knows. Like he might be onto something."
Yeah,
And it'd be cool if like we were working with the guy who figured this out.
yeah, to kickstart it off. Yeah, like it would be pretty sweet,
So like now we're looking at it and we're like, fuck, this could be kind of sweet. And
right?
so there's like this thought that maybe this is gonna like be something worth doing.
Hmm.
No, it was stupid. So
We'll get to that.
so he had like
The whole job.
we like
itself.
planted all the plants, and like that was like a couple days worth of the job. And then basically you got back to the beginning, and like those ones were ready for you to start like suckering and like cutting the suckers off. So
Yeah.
like 90% of this job was just you just move down the line of like 100 plants and
And just
cut
like
the
snip
suckers
them all.
off.
Yeah.
And then you just went to the next row and started that one. And he wanted you to get through like what was his fucking thing? Like 3 rows a day or something, which was like super not possible.
Well, I mean, fuck, it had to have been more than 2 rows a day. But these rows
I
were
think it
fucking
was
long,
3.
dude. Like you could
I
sprint
mean, they were
down these
probably
rows.
there was probably like 100 plants per row, at least.
You would know more than I do because I wasn't there for the
I
rest
would
of it.
guess. I would guess there was probably about 100 plants per row, and
Chat,
like
he made me do the fucking labor for that shit, and then like let me. Well, I guess the cutting would also be labor, but when we
yeah,
like
but
installed all
he
the
made you
fences and
basically
shit,
just help with like the worst of it, which was yeah, just like setting the whole thing up.
dude,
Low-key
he found
racist.
out that I did concrete, and he was like, "Ooh," and he made me concrete the posts. Well, some of them, I guess.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so the first thing about this guy is that he would just be like, "Oh, you like kind of have this skill ability," and then he would have you do something like way higher level than you should have been, and he would just not be there.
He was also
Like,
like,
So his house was like
Mitzi.
a block away
Oh.
from the like little field he had,
yeah,
and he would
did
just
live
be
right
like,
next door, didn't he?
yeah, so it was like close enough that he could see if you were like over there, but it wasn't like he couldn't just watch you all day or anything.
Yeah.
And he would just be like, "Yep, okay, you're gonna concrete these posts into the ground," and then he would just leave and be like, "All right, do
Dude, fuck
this."
off.
And we like not that we were incapable, but like we were all just in high school, and he like didn't give us like a lot of tools or like ways to do this. It was just kind of like, all right, figure it out, and
Yeah, it
then
was
he'd
like
disappear for 5 hours.
if we knew how to do it, like we'd get what we needed. Otherwise, like we were left to our own devices.
Yeah, and then he would just dip out for like 4 or 5 hours, and because he also ran like a business where he made his own potting soil.
Oh, I didn't know about
And
that.
that's what he ran like out of that garage. It was like a potting soil company or and I think it was also like just normal like garden soil,
Okay,
but it was like supposed to be like high bricks or whatever.
High Bricks Garden.
And like it was
Okay.
supposed to be like good for your plants. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
And that was like what I think funded the tomatoes.
I don't doubt it either,
I'm
but
right.
still.
I kind of
Mitzi.
think that's like what he started doing, and then he was like, "Oh, now I could like use the soil on these tomatoes."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
he had
anyway,
a lot of shit for the tomatoes, didn't he? He had like
shit,
that
like,
special
kinda-
water.
yeah, he had all
The
sorts of
food.
stuff.
Damn,
Bro was giving that shit Perrier.
bro,
So-
he invested into that. Like he went full.
Yeah,
send. Like
this
respect,
project
but,
like definitely cost a shitload of money for this guy, and he made like nothing back. But
Good.
anyway, so it kind of goes on, and like we're just like at this point we're kind of just like going, and he started getting really weird, and he would like come to where like while
Ooh.
we were working, he would just like show
Ooh.
up, and he would like pull me aside, and he'd be like, "So how's Rod doing?"
Oh, that was it towards the end. Yeah.
Well,
The end of
yeah,
my
like so,
career.
like I'm saying, like this is toward the
My
end of Rod.
career.
We had been at the job for a while now. I mean, like a month, and we were just like doing our shit. But like there were days where we were just like, "Fuck this!" We're just sitting out here, like it's 100 degrees, and we're just sitting out here doing this, and it sucked. And
He
we had
was
like a third
super
coworker,
strict.
and we would kind of just like fuck around. I mean,
Mhm.
like most of the day was just us fucking around.
Do you remember the time
And
where like
then-
we went to go grab some water from the faucet, or is it a faucet? From the hose.
The
And-
hose.
And the fucking and he just popped out and he like spawned in, bro, I swear. And he down like tackled me and he was like,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah, we were
this,
like,
this is
we were,
work?
like fucking around, and I like tackled Rod into the grass for whatever reason. I don't even remember.
I don't
what we
remember
were, why, like what we were doing or why. But I like tackled Rod into the grass, and we're like just fucking around, and our boss like all of a sudden is right there.
He spawned in, bro. Oh no.
Oh,
After so much time of no shots.
Yeah,
Fuck.
seriously.
so we're like fuck, and then it was kind of like after that he started being like weird about
really?
Rod working there. I kind of feel like it probably correlated a little bit.
Probably.
But basically that happened, and then like we kind of just kept doing shit. We were like, yeah, sorry, we're just kind of like messing around for a second, like
yeah.
you know,
Taking
whatever.
a break. He's like, "Oh, does that count towards your other break?" Oh, the breaks, dude. Oh, what was his name? Elroy or something? Do you remember that guy?
Elroy? Yeah, I was gonna get to that. The gas station guru.
Fuck yeah, dude.
He was sweet.
I love
So
it.
yeah, there was this. So Pepe.
Oh
which is
no,
what
that
we
I
call,
wasn't there for that.
what we call our boss, but Pepe was also like super anal about break time, and it was like it had to be down to the fucking minute, because usually around when we would fucking do break time is when he would like come over and like check how we were doing and stuff. So
Right.
there was like he was keeping an eye on us, and like you knew that he was like watching even though he like was never there. So we're like we would always go to this gas station that was pretty damn close to where we
to where we worked. Yeah, it was like
to
right
where
around
we
the
worked.
corner.
I mean, it was
down
like a
there.
couple blocks, yeah. So we would just go like this couple blocks in one of our cars every day and like go eat at the gas station, and we could like get food there, and we would just talk to the guy who worked. It was just like this old dude.
And he knew him.
Yeah,
too.
we're just yeah. Pepe knew him, and he knew Pepe, and he would. Like I think he kind of knew that we were like in for it, but like we didn't know we were in for it.
Yep. Yeah, he was super
But
chill.
so yeah, we would just like vibe. And it was like a pretty chill job. Like, yeah, it sucked, but like it was fun because like we just got to fuck around all the time.
I mean, I
And
felt
so
like it was
like
more
eventually,
work, but yeah.
I guess yeah, a lot of the fuck around came after you got fired because then we kind of were like, fuck this. But
Fair enough. Yeah, no, it was all work
so
from what I remember. All the burns on our shoulders from like sitting still on a bucket for God knows how long.
yeah, on a fucking bucket.
How did we
But
not?
yeah, so
That was so uncomfortable.
yeah, everything about that job was just like awful.
Yeah.
So anyway, like we time goes on and he like starts
What a
getting kind
shot.
of weird and he'll like come up to me and he'd be like, so like how was Rod doing today? Was he like slowing you guys down?
Yeah, I
And
remember
he
this.
kind of like he kept trying to get me to like basically like shit on Rod so that then he could like go up to Rod and be like, yeah, so Talon was like kind of saying that you haven't been like pulling your weight, so like I'm gonna let you go. And like that was what he wanted to happen.
Yep.
And like at first I was just kind of like, yeah, like he's been doing fine, like we're all just working at our own pace and like we've been getting everything done.
Hmm.
And then he like would just not, so like it got like
That's not
more
what he
and more
wanted.
frequent that like he really like was pushing that I would like shit on Rod and I like wasn't gonna. And then so eventually one day, like just kind of it was kind of out of nowhere the day that he finally like did just fire you, but he came up to and like told me that he was like not happy with like the speed you'd been working at basically.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, Rod just doesn't seem like he's like getting it like you guys, and like I just don't think he's like really doing a good enough job.
God wasn't cut
And
out
I
for
was
the
like,
tomato business.
basically just kind of was like, okay, like
Tomato
I don't
town.
know why you're telling me this. And then,
Oh, I should have
damn it,
noticed.
I
should
thought
have
you were gonna
noticed.
get it. But so I don't even remember exactly
Season
like
1, Platt Turney. Fuck out
how
of
he
here.
went about it. I don't really remember exactly how he went about it, like from that point. I just remember he like told me like that he wasn't happy with your performance, and then I don't remember if it was that day or like the next day or whatever. But I remember he like pulled you aside and
It could have
like
been that day.
had like a conversation with you, and then I don't know what all or how he went about that from your perspective.
Funny
So
enough, it
you-
wasn't even like
You
consistent either. Like I had good days and bad days. I wasn't like consistently slow either. The day he did fire me, I had this searing headache that would not go away. And I was just like
yeah, I
feeling
do
like
remember
shit.
that day, and he like really tried to be like, well, yeah, see, but look right now, and it was like he was trying to be like, see, look, you're behind, and it was like, yeah, but you've been talking to me for the last like 30 minutes too. It was just stupid, but anyway,
I was a little behind, but yeah. Oh shit.
I mean, but yeah, so he like has this conversation with you, and basically just like, fuck.
Yeah, he comes up to me and he's like, I don't know what the fuck he was like talking about, but like you guys were in like years reach, so because I remember I forget what it was. I think as I was leaving.
Like, so like yeah, so like at this point I'm kind of like,
I
well,
almost
fuck, this is
DC'd.
like really shitty now because like Rod's like not here anymore, and like I had our other friend who had like been working there that I like acquainted with by that point, so I was like, I wasn't alone, but it was like it definitely wasn't like what I was, the whole point was like hoping that we'd get to like work together over the summer, like it'd be fun.
Yeah.
And so the summer like goes on, and basically this guy's like whole fucking idea about the tomatoes completely failed. A bunch of the tomatoes got what they call blight, which is basically just like poison for plants, and
Isn't it a disease?
yeah, it's like a disease that plants get, and all
Nice.
like it once one of them get it, it like will spread. So like a few of them got it because so the reason that this will happen in a lot of times is because when you plant tomatoes in the same spot like they're one of those plants that you have to plant
You have to rotate
in
them.
different air. You have to rotate them. So like one year you plant them in section A, and then like the next year it's section B. And he hadn't been doing that because, like we said, this is like the third year he'd been doing this or whatever. And so he had just been using the same area. So they all caught blight. So it went from where this guy was going to be able to sell like all these tomatoes and like make back his money for having us like work and paying us and everything, to where this guy was going to be able to sell maybe like 10% of all the tomatoes that he was going to get from the year.
I remember hearing about that. That was a travesty, dude.
And he had been like going around trying to shop these tomatoes, and like everybody was like, yeah, but they're like clearly disease ridden, and like we can't sell those.
Yep.
So like, why would we buy them from you? And so then he got super shitty and basically decided he was not going to pay us anymore because he was only paying us like monthly. And he said, can I skip a payment and like double pay you next month because I don't have any money? And I was like, no. And then after like 2 weeks of the fucking battle, he finally paid me. And summer ended. And
I never saw him again.
no, I did see that the tomatoes still fail every.
I mean, I think it was onions one year.
Yeah, he did.
Not a
he did
fucking
flip
yen,
up
dude.
to
That's all they
onions,
had.
like 2 years after that, but I don't know like what he was actually doing. I never went back.
I even avoided
Yeah, not
them
really
on my
like
screen,
a
too.
fun story, but that was like a
I mean,
learning
it's
time
a
in our
work
lives,
story.
I feel like, because we were like, yeah, that was a work story.
That
The
was
tomatoes.
I didn't get
The
to
tomatoes
tell
were just
chat
a
what
whole
happened
time.
when I got when I got fired
fault.
because I DC'd. But
Oh. Yeah, I just kept going because you
yeah.
hadn't said anything. I didn't know if you were just like, dude.
No, my Wi-Fi doesn't like it when I'm having fun. But yeah, this Pepe man comes up to me as I'm like, I feel like shit, by the way. Like I know I'm making excuses here, but I had a horrible fucking headache in that heat, and that was awful.
I mean,
So I
yeah,
was a
we
little
were
behind.
also like sitting outside in the fucking 90+ degree heat every day, like
Yeah.
on a bucket with nowhere was shade to even fucking go sit when we took our like 5-minute break that he allotted us because he was so kind.
Yep. So dude
how
pulls me
could they have taken us
aside.
to overtime? It's so shit.
I know. Dude pulls me aside, and he's like, I think he's at first he's like super like hey, like, you know, you doing okay, like oh, you know, you could like yeah, you can go home early because you're like feeling like shit. He's like, you know, I think I'm gonna have to let you go, and I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. I'm like, cool, man, cool. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, you just don't seem cut out for this whole thing. And I'm like, sure, man, sure. Like right now, my only focus is that I'm gonna hurl because my head hurts so much. And then yeah, he fucking just like tells me, yeah, I'll send you your check in the mail, and I'm like, okay. And I leave.
Yeah, I do remember you coming up and being like, yeah, well, he fired me, so I guess I'm going home.
Did I do that?
Yeah, you were like, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna leave. We were like,
I
all right,
wasn't-
we'll see you, man.
I wasn't too affected by it either. But I fucking did. I have to come back for my check? I don't even think he like mailed it. To me.
Yeah, you did. You had to come
Oh,
back
I'm not in the
like
game,
a couple
guys.
weeks later. We're not in a game.
Okay, good. So yeah, after that I started working in concrete again, which was like, for me it was high key better. But then like it sounded like the tomatoes got a bit more fun after the fact.
We made an entire Instagram for the tomatoes
The tomato project.
where we just posted like fuck around and shit.
Bricks
And that was
boy.
pretty fun. Boy.
What was your name, Talon? Was yours
I
Bricks
don't
boy or was
remember.
what was
The other
Adrian's
guy
Bricks
was
boy?
Bricks Boy. I don't remember
Hey,
what
man.
I was.
Fuck, I had it too. Hold on.
Was I Tomato Man?
Were you the Tomildo man?
Yeah,
'Cause some of the
I had,
tomatoes look
I
like-
had that thing that was like a cape. that like crop sprayer that he made. So toward the end, he was just like, fuck worrying about like spraying these dangerous chemicals. I'm just gonna have like these kids do it. So he'd be like, yeah, can I like have you stay late today and spray the crops? So one of us would just have to stay for like an extra 2 hours with like this pack, and you look like the Ghostbusters. Walk up and down the rows, like spraying all these plants so they wouldn't get blight, even though they all already had it. So,
Holy shit!
so yeah, we would just like
Oh,
put
yeah.
I put that on, and then I like made like a superhero pose, and I was Tomato Man, I think.
You were To-Matt-ildo Man, bro. Matt,
Mildo Man.
you need to see this, Matt. You need to go to the first post and just scroll up, Matt. Holy
Just send
shit.
it to him,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, I
he
just
can like
get-
go to like the page.
Send nudes. Tomato Project _net.
I like how the first picture is that picture of like the thick ass tomato.
Holy shit, yeah, look at Talon.
He's To-Matt-ildo Man. Yeah, that's Talon in his teens, bro.
His youth.
In his youth. And then
Yeah.
the Bricks boy right underneath him is was our friend that had like worked there too.
That would make sense.
Yeah, that was the tomatoes.
That's fucking
It did get a
tomatoes. I
little
forgot
more
about
fun
that.
after that because we pretty much just stopped giving a shit. So then everyone was like, fuck this. And we just went in every day with the intention that we were going to fuck around for 8 hours.
Nice. I'm glad. I'm glad my getting fired at least result. Well, maybe not directly, but the fact that the job became better. Glad to hear. Glad to
Like a
hear he didn't
revolution.
like ruin you guys.
No, we just got shittier. Like, we just stopped. Like, you could, like, all care was just gone. And we would just, like, our breaks became, like, way longer.
Really?
You bounce this off me, Rod.
That's crazy, dude. I remember we had to like that was so much labor setting up that like fence thing. That like what was it? It like held up it was supposed to hold up the tomatoes, right? Because you would have to like attach
Yeah,
like wires
it
to
was
the
like the
stems and then
tomato
hold it up.
cages.
Yeah,
But
it was
yeah,
like
the way he wanted us to
tomato.
like set it up was really retarded because he wanted it to be like to train the root or the stems to grow the certain way. So you couldn't just set it up like around the plant, like you had to clamp the plant to the wires like a specific way, and it was always a bitch because you just end up breaking it.
Yep, I was there for a
'Cause
lot
they
of
were
that
like
part
they were like not big enough to have that done yet.
Nah, they were pretty
But he was
delicate.
like,
I
we're
remember.
behind schedule.
We're behind schedule. God forbid. I feel bad that a lot of his tomatoes got blight. Like
I
I
don't.
have nothing against it, but like like that sucks. Like
have
he was
nothing
passionate about his project.
Well, it's just like also
It's his own fault
money
for being
sink.
retarded. Like, he fucking took a gamble and it did not pay off. And that's his own fault for running it like a autistic monkey.
Yeah, that's true. He did kind of
Just
work the shit out of the children that decided to work there. So
Well,
Or I guess the
I mean,
teenagers.
that was like his first problem is that like all the people you're hiring to work on like these super specific tomatoes are fucking in high school and like they don't give a shit about what you're trying to do. They're just here to get money.
he had his
Never
kids
mind.
work on,
Paycheck.
dude. He had his kids work on that shit too. Sometimes. Do you
And his
remember
kids
that
were
the?
like 6.
Do you remember that I think the daughter went to jail or something? Do you remember that?
Yeah, she like ran away and then they had to like take her to a fucking like a help place because she was like insane.
I thought she like bit them or some shit. I don't remember. That was
Yeah, I think I don't remember exactly what happened, but she like the one day like the police were all at his house because his kid like went nuts and like attacked him or something, and they called the cops on her.
oh
Miss.
And then like another time, his other kid like ran away from home. He's like 5, and he got on his fucking tricycle and just started tricycling down the highway.
That's
Triking.
fucking crazy. He actually did that?
Yeah. Yeah, they found him like 2 miles away. Which means
2
they didn't
miles.
even realize he was gone for like a good fucking 20
Yeah,
minutes. Probably.
tricycling? Holy shit.
Yeah, as like a fucking infant. Or maybe
That's
not an
crazy.
infant,
I
but,
mean,
you know, like a little
toddler,
kid.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot. There
No,
was a
he
lot
was
wrong
a
there.
he was a fucking weird guy. There was some nuts loose with that dude for sure.
I wish him the best, obviously, but fuck.
He had that creepy fucking white van too.
Yeah, he
He
did
had,
have the white
most,
van, didn't he?
He had the most rape van you've ever seen.
The tomato
I remember
mobile.
he asked
The
me to
To-Matt-ildo
go in it
mobile.
with him. I had to like ride in it the one time.
Oh, ooh.
I had to like go with him to like this. We went to like a post office or something, and he was like delivering tomatoes.
So it was
And he
like,
like I don't remember what the point of me going with him was, but like there was one time that he like made me go with him in the van.
mm,
Well,
fuck.
he like knew our other coworker, so like there was that one time we like me and our coworker like took the van somewhere because he like knew him, so he like would let him drive it.
Oh,
Yeah, it was weird.
shit.
It was the weirdest job I've ever had.
One of the weirder ones, I will say, yeah.
That was definitely my peak jobs.
Fuck, dude. Peak weird.
Rick's boy,
That was
tomato
strange.
vision goggles.
I can't see that town the same anymore. Anytime I pass by that town on my way to like the
Dude,
other
I
towns,
know.
it's
I go
just like,
by
I
it, and I'm
always
just
look at
like,
the
what
tomatoes.
fuck?
I'm like, damn, that
Who you
I
gonna
got fired
call?
from here.
Light buster.
Light busters.
Yeah, that was that.
I don't know.
What was one of your stories?
I was just gonna say something from like the dining halls, and then
You do
like
your
and then
dining
both
hall, and then-
both of you guys brought up like really cool stories, and I feel like I gotta bring one too.
Nice.
Fuck, bro.
Me and Matt have some good dining hall stories.
Yeah,
It's
we
like-
do.
Fuck, well, I'm glad you guys do. I guess.
I got a quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a
Matt.
quick one about the one I worked in high school because I worked at a grocery store in high school in
Ooh.
Metro Detroit.
Actually, that reminds me, Talon. We're gonna tell a story about a grocery store, but go ahead, Matt.
It's like so. The town it's in is like pretty affluent, and it's a lot of like where Detroit athletes live.
Okay.
And like I just like when because I was bagging groceries like and like people would come to the line and I would meet like met a lot of Detroit Red Wings without even knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
Because,
cool.
like, yeah, I know. Well, I didn't I didn't know
I guess
hockey.
it would be cool if you knew, but it's
Right.
still sweet.
And like I wasn't as into sports as I am now. And one time Matthew Stafford came through my line.
Oh shit. The Matthew
Yeah.
Stafford? Wait, isn't he
The
like
Matthew
a quarterback?
Stafford. He plays quarterback. Oh,
Fuck.
fuck, I just did that. That's my bad. He played quarterback for the Lions. He's now the quarterback for the Rams. He was probably like the best quarterback in Lions history.
All right, but Matthew Stafford.
Poke it.
Tried. Yeah, Matt Stafford came through my line. I didn't
Uh-huh.
know it was him because I didn't recognize him. But then were like, "Hey, do you have your rewards card?" And he goes, "Yeah, last name's Stafford." I'm like, "Oh, hey, you're that guy. You throw."
you throw.
I didn't actually say that to him, but all I said was like, "Hey, you're you." Like, the story isn't as interesting, but
meeting him
it's
was
fucking-
pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah, like just it's cool. You ever heard of Dr. Kevorkian?
No.
So this was back in the day, and it was like a controversial topic. He was a doctor who was doing assisted suicides,
Oh.
and he was in legal trouble for it. And his lawyer is a prominent lawyer here in Detroit, Jeffrey Feiger.
Uh-huh.
Bagged his groceries too.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Have you bagged his groceries? Damn. Matt only
Yeah, dude, I'd
bags
be bagging
poor people's
groceries.
groceries. Where's my save? That was totally going in. Give me my save.
That yeah. Where's my save? No, but like working at a grocery store like that too. Like you get like fucking like assholes.
Hmm.
You know, people.
I'm sure you get some douchebags.
Oh my god, that's free talent. You got that. Yes. Yeah. Fucking. There's one time. It's like half hour before we close. This lady comes up with a big ass cart full of, just
Half
shit,
hour before
whatever.
you close.
Yeah, half hour before we close, which, it's not a big deal. It's more just me setting, setting the setting. But
Oh, okay, okay.
we ring it all up. I put that shit in
Oh shit.
bags. I bag that shit good.
Okay.
And fucking, she scans, swipes her card, gets declined. Swipes it again, declined again. And
Ooh.
then she just looks at both of us and goes, thanks, and then leaves and leaves us.
I think
You're supposed to put all that shit back.
I think you've said that one before, low key. I feel
I
like I
probably
remember
did.
that. That's awesome, though. Thanks. That just leaves.
Yeah,
Straight
those
up
just fucking
dips.
leaves.
That's a power move, honestly.
There's one time there's this lady who would we called her yoga mat lady because she would always be carrying a yoga mat with her. But what she really was doing is she would have a yoga mat with her, and then she would go to the alcohol section, get a bottle of wine, drink the whole thing in the bathroom, and then leave.
What?
Yeah,
Paid?
we would not pay.
Oh,
Damn, what the fuck?
okay.
Yeah. There's also one, I remember one time specifically, like, this lady was like, she walked in without any, she was
Without
walking
any
out without
milk.
anything, but she was like rubbing the fuck out of her eye, and she was like, it looked like she was like gripping something. It's like, I go, you're clearly stealing, lady. See ya. And then,
Rubbing the fuck
yeah.
out of her eye, and like she was
Yeah,
gripping
because
something.
she was like making like a scene out of like the fact that she's rubbing the fuck out of her eye.
Okay.
And so it's like, so it's clearly to distract you from the fact that she has something else in her hand.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you can see the thing in her hand, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking stop you. It's like a $5 thing. I'm not gonna.
Right, right.
Yeah,
All right. Damn, that's crazy. Talon, you and I's grocery story. Do you know what I'm talking about? Say,
probably, but I'm gonna have to let you start it.
okay, okay, okay. So there's, and as soon, tell me
Okay.
as soon as you realize it, Talon,
Mitzi,
and then I want you to say one word to to
what's the
prove to me
issue?
that you know it. But
I stole that.
we used to have
Father?
this store back in our small town called the Prairie Center, I think, right?
Yeah, or the
Market or
Prairie
something.
Market or something.
Yeah,
Something
yeah, yeah.
along those lines. The Prairie something.
The Prairie Market, I think, and it was a nice little store. Like I really liked it.
It was your typical small town like
Grocery,
grocery store.
but it was like super nice. Like I actually like really enjoyed it. I would have preferred going there than going to like Walmart or some shit like any day of the week, you know.
Yeah.
Like and the prices weren't even that expensive. Well, I guess it was like not getting enough business because one day it was like, hey, we're like shutting down. Like we're sorry, like to go, but that's just kind of how things are. So they started like trying to sell out all the inventory, and as the days went by, like their stuff got cheaper and cheaper. So one
Toward
day,
the end, they were just like, "Fuck it, we're getting rid of it all."
take it all, and then one day, because apparently Talon and I love this drink for some reason.
Fuck.
One day,
We used to get them a lot because they were always like they were only ever like $1.
they were cheap.
Yeah, and they were like decent. They were these energy drinks called Venom.
There you go.
Yeah,
Boom.
I knew what you were talking about like right when you started it. But
Fuck yeah! All right,
I wanted to make sure. But yeah, they were these energy drinks like $1, and
they were kind of good. I'm not gonna lie.
they were pretty fucking decent.
They probably fucked us up a bit. I'm not gonna lie. How'd
Yeah,
you
they
not
were
get a
probably
save for
not
that?
like
It's just
They
like
probably were like very bad for us, like 1,000%.
nice.
And Talon and I went in and found out that they were selling them for like what, like 25 cents a bottle, or maybe less.
I think they were 20 or 25 cents. Yeah, they were
Yeah,
doing they had
a
like
can.
75% off everything left. And we
Yep.
were like, oh fuck.
And we realized
Get
that
all
they
these
had
energy
like
drinks for
30 or so cans of Venoms.
left in like the cooler.
And so Talon and I do the obvious thing.
Buy them all.
We fucking bought them all. When there's pictures somewhere of our baskets full of those fucking things, and then a picture of my wall, because it has like a little ledge on the wall, just like layered in Venoms. Did you finish yours right away, Talon? Because I feel
Not
like it
like
took me
right
a
away,
while
but
to
it was
finish mine.
it was pretty quick. I mean, I just started drinking more of them a day because they were just like there.
You know, but there's like a Martin Luther King Boulevard in Detroit, and that shit is scary. You do not want to go there.
Where did this come from?
Naming things after people.
Oh.
All right, Matt, we gotta talk about we can't end this without talking about the Hillcrest eggs.
The huevos.
The huevos. Hold on.
The
Before.
huevos.
Oh shit! That was on
What have you
that was
done?
on total accident. I saw no one hit it, and I was like, oh no, because I was already in the air. I was already in motion. I couldn't move. But before you guys go on that, I'll tell like a couple of short stories from Burge Dining Hall, which aren't like the most interesting by any means, but we fuck around just like you guys do at your dining hall. I remember one time, for whatever reason, we were just entrusted with handling the entirety of the pizza station. So my coworkers and I were like, "Fuck it! Like let's make a fucking calzone with what we got." So we
Always done
basically
that.
made like a pizza,
Yeah.
and just like kind of we like loaded that shit up too, folded the puppy in half, and then sent her on her way, and that shit was under fucking cooked. I remember I was
Yeah,
eating
it
it.
doesn't work. It doesn't work with the way that that cooker cooks the pizza.
No,
You had to send it through once, and then like send it halfway through on a second time.
I'm sure it flipped over or some shit, right? Because like when I went to eat it, it was like it was kind
Doughy.
of still cold and doughy. And the person I was eating it with, she was telling me, she's like, "That's not stop. Please stop eating that." And I'm like, "But I made it. Like I have to." She's like, and she was like grabbing my hand. She's like, "You need to like stop eating that. You're gonna get sick." And I just wanted to keep going.
Nobody did that shit at Hillcrest. Everybody was like, "Fuck it, it's your bad day." Dude, we used
Yeah.
to just fucking make we used to call them the Fortnite meals.
Yeah.
We would just fucking put
Fuck.
like
Bunch
everything
so
we could think of together, and then just
everything we could get
grill
our
it.
hands on, and then put it on a burger. Like we took one time.
Holy
so,
shit.
Like we took like you got the burger bar, and whenever we were at a burger bar in a slow, we would get like contract people like, "Hey boys, we're making a Fortnite burger," and we would be like,
you want in on eating it.
get a topping that you want on the Fortnite burger, and we'll put it on.
Oh my god.
I think my favorite thing I put on it once was I took Powerade, I put it in a pan and then reduced it on the grill.
Nah, dude. Nah,
The Fortnite
dude.
burger with a Powerade reduction.
Nah, dude.
There's a video of me eating it.
Holy shit. Did
Dude,
it
we
taste
used
good?
some of them were okay, some of them were
Yeah.
fucking gross.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't even think of what we would put on some of those burgers, but some of them were so nasty.
I mean, they'd get like a dessert sometime, like someone would put like ice cream on it one time.
But yeah, we used to make some really fucking crazy meals.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I remember
scuffed dishes. Oh my god.
There was a time where like we had a pizza that was just like fucked up for some reason. And I don't know why I decided to do this, but I told my coworkers, I'm like, well, no one's gonna eat it. We're not just gonna throw it away. So I'm going to throw it against the wall. And they're like, okay. I'm like, sure, like you can join me if you want, but I'm doing it anyway. So I grabbed the pizza. They're like, wait. And they're like, some of them got to recording and shit. And they just like sat and watched me like fucking whip this pizza at the wall. Went and it had no grip at all.
Nice splatter.
It smashed into the wall, and immediately, like a split second, like if you blinked, you would have missed it. It was on the wall, and then it was on the ground in like a split second. It was like, and I remember some of our coworkers were like, bro, what the fuck? Like, that's such a fucking mess. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna clean it up. Like, calm down. And I did clean it up. I didn't remember doing that either.
I feel like at the beginning of us fucking around, there was always someone that was like, yo, you guys might get in trouble. And then, like, toward the end, they were just kind of like, yeah, they're just, like, gonna do it. Yeah, everyone just knew that we were gonna fucking go downstairs and fuck around.
Damn, I
fuck
cannot
around.
believe I let that go in. That's awesome, though.
Nice.
I know at Burge, like, they definitely loosened up a lot more as time went on, but they were pretty strict at some point.
I mean, at first, everyone was just like, doesn't want to get in trouble or, like, be caught, like, with the person who's doing something stupid. But then, like, I don't know.
That's true. I guess
At least for me, I just started to
Yeah, I
realize, like, how meaningless that job was.
I
was
never
like, what are they
faced-
gonna do?
Yeah, I never faced any like actual discipline from
Yeah.
management at Hillcrest.
That's
No,
true.
I didn't
really,
either.
you really
So
gotta
it's just
push
always
it if
kinda
you wanna
like-
face some kind of discipline.
Because they're not gonna get rid of anyone because they need fucking cheap labor. So,
Yeah, they need bodies.
They need bodies.
so they'll just like,
They'll take it.
unless you're like literally trying to get fired from a dining
They
hall
will
job
not fire
in
you.
college, they're not gonna fire you.
Nope.
And like once you know that, then it's just like fuck, like let's just do whatever we want, and then you just kind of like take control, which is kind of what happened at Hillcrest.
I ended up
Fuck.
figuring that out kind of early because someone told me like, yeah, you can't get fired from this place. And then I just saw like all the associates don't really go outside their boundaries, but all the leads and managers like they know they can get away with shit. So I started like interacting with them a lot more early on into my Burge career.
Yeah, it's pretty much whenever you figure that out is like when it starts to be like not a shitty job.
When it starts to get fun, yeah.
But like if you're just one of the associates that like thinks you can't like do anything fun, like that job sucked.
Yep.
When I started at Hillcrest, it was weird because like a lot of the leads and managers like really took their job super seriously.
Oh.
So like there just like wasn't a lot of like you didn't really even leave your station and like go talk to people or anything. Like you were just kind of wherever you got put is like where you were gonna be.
Where you stayed for the day, yeah. And
Which like
No, the
I don't
best-
know. There's part
the
of that
best-
probably makes sense, but it was fun the way it was.
the
the
best
end
was
there.
when you were a
Yep.
lead and then too many leads got scheduled that day.
Dude, yeah,
because
when there'd be
that's
like
always the
8
best.
leads.
Yeah,
It's like
'cause
Friday
Gather
night.
around.
Yeah, everyone just walked around. It was the fucking shit.
It reminds me of
Yeah.
like Jerry from Rick and Morty, like cloning himself. You're just all like walking around, yellow shirt, fucking around.
I mean, that's kind of how it would be. Like, we would have nights that year last semester. There were nights where there'd be like 12 leads there.
Damn.
Yeah, because they hired too many.
Yeah. And like Friday night was just like the shift. Like, because like after it, like at first, like nobody, you'd be like, oh, I don't want to work Friday night. But then everyone was like, well, fuck, we're always out early on Friday because there's so many people.
Mm.
Right.
And then it was like, then Fridays got ridiculous. And we'd have so many people working that, like, you can
Fridays.
just get away with literally doing nothing
They
the entire
bombed
night.
the Fridays.
Yeah, fucking closing
Dude, we would
shifts
literally,
on
we would
weekends,
go
like,
downstairs
there
for,
was fun as fuck.
yeah, because like, there was just always people to fuck around with. And because
Right.
all the leads were there, that was, like, all our friends. So then it was like, well, fuck, now all our friends are working this shift. I don't know. I feel like we were always, like, no one really cared if we fucked around because everyone knew when it came down to it, like we were gonna be the first ones done with our shit.
Yeah,
Right, yeah,
that's
because
true.
like we
Like, we were
good
not
at our
gonna-
jobs.
yeah, like when closing hit, like we were gonna be the reason we got out of there at 7:30 or whatever,
Right.
and
I
I
not
feel like a lot of
8
respect
o'clock.
comes from that too. Seeing how like yeah, you can have fun, but it's like super respectable that like when it gets down to it, like you really do like clutch up and do your jobs.
Well, we would do all the
Clutch up,
extra
lock
shit.
in.
Like we were like, fuck it, we'll mop and do all the extra crap.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
you
that's
guys can
how
just
I did
unload
it.
the dishwasher so we can get the fuck out of here.
I was always like, yeah, I'll take care of the trash and recycling. Just fucking, you know,
We
get it
always
all
did
over
the
there.
trash.
Dude, taking care of the trash is the fucking shit because like it's like a 2-person job at most. But what we would do is we'd be like, all right, time to take down the trash, and we'd like
Like,
go up to each other like, hey, we're taking down the trash, and like
Yeah.
everybody who we talked to would just like immediately like drop what they're doing
and come take out the trash.
just to go fucking take out the trash.
dude, we would like hop in the fucking bin, the cardboard bin.
Yeah.
Do,
Dude,
Yeah.
there's a
flips
picture of
into the
Jay in there
cardboard bin and
sometimes.
stuff. Yeah, we would do like flips into it.
No shit.
But so that basically escalated into me and Matt. I don't even remember why we started hiding the eggs, but I guarantee there's still at least one of those sitting
Oh,
there.
for sure.
Give me a second. I'm gonna
But-
go get water.
We basically just decided that we were gonna start hiding eggs during every shift downstairs.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it started out as like it was just something to do, and then it was like, well, fuck, now let's see how many we can hide before
Yeah, let's see
before anyone figures out what's going on. Because at first we were like really hiding them, but by the end we were just putting those fuckers everywhere, and like nobody knew what was going on. Like anybody you'd ask about it or they'd
Nice.
hear about it, they'd be like, I was down there, I didn't see any. It's like they're like
Yeah.
they were in the most obvious spots.
Also, a lot of people didn't know about it either if they weren't told, because the one
No,
one girl
yeah,
that
if you weren't in on it, you
graduated
had no idea.
came to work at Verge as an assistant manager, and like she said she was from Hillcrest. I'm like, oh, do you know about the eggs? She's like, the eggs. I'm like, yeah, like, you know. And she's like,
For
I have
how
no
like
idea.
You know, the
obvious
eggs.
it felt like we were about the eggs, I don't think that like anyone upper management knew that was happening.
Yeah.
No,
Like I
no,
think
but she
like
was a student at the time.
for how many people were like in on the eggs, I don't think it ever like came out that the eggs were like a thing that was happening.
Damn.
Ooh,
Nice.
good save.
But
We're there for those.
yeah, what did we get up to, Matt? We got up to like 30 or something.
Yeah, we got
stupid.
up
We
to,
had
like,
so many
ton.
eggs fucking hidden
And-
in the basement of this job.
and we were like fucking like we were putting like
Wait.
real
Dude, that
effort
one-
into them too.
That one day, we were down there. So there was this one day chat. Me and Matt, we're downstairs for like over an hour because we were like moving the fucking those crates around, and then I was jumping on your shoulders, and you would like lift me onto the crate.
Yeah.
So we could literally get these eggs anywhere from the ground to like over 10 feet in the air, probably.
Damn.
And
You ended up. Go ahead.
dude, we were putting these fuckers everywhere.
Everywhere.
You ended up like opening them
there's-
up at one point too, right? At
We
least some
did
of them.
open one of them after like a year, and it was crazy. It was just all black, and like the egg just became hard.
Ooh.
It didn't smell when we opened it though, which I actually thought it would. It didn't smell bad at all, but it was just like it was one solid piece, like the yolk.
Damn.
There was no liquid to it anymore. It was just hard. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was like almost dusty, I think. Like, didn't you? All you have to do was like touch the shell and it broke apart.
Pretty much, yeah. It was like brittle as fuck.
Damn, bro.
Oh my. Oh my.
But yeah, so that was the eggs. And I know the last time I went back, there were still at least like 10 of them. Because some of them had like fallen from the spots we put them in and stuff. I do remember there was one day I went to work. I was just like taking the garbage down, like just doing my job. It was like a morning shift. I was the only one. Like there was only 5 people there total. And I'm down in the basement, and like I just hear like this on the ground, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I like turned around, and like just in the middle of the hallway, like one of the eggs had fucking
I
fallen.
missed.
It had like fallen out of the place it was in and just smacked like right onto the floor, and there
That's
was
so
just a bunch of
funny.
egg all over the floor.
Was it
And
like a
like
fresher
not,
egg or?
I'm not sure. I mean, it was fresh enough that it was still like eggy,
Okay.
it's like yolky,
Word.
egg word,
Egg word.
and yeah, like literally probably like 5 minutes before that, like when I had first got downstairs, like my boss had been down there, and I remember just thinking, like, fuck, if that would have fallen like any sooner. Like, can you imagine how like just I'm just thinking about
You
being
wouldn't.
there
You
with
would say
Lisa,
nothing. You
our
would
old
say
manager,
nothing.
being with Lisa, and just like seeing an egg just fucking fall onto the ground and trying to like
Not to
not
laugh.
laugh my ass off. As you know, she'd have been like, "What the fuck? Like, how
Yeah,
did this
she-
happen?" She would have been so
you would have just had to
confused.
play it off like you didn't know
Like, I
why
have no
that
idea.
happened.
Yeah, and it
Like-
would. Oh my god, it would have been so funny.
Dude, that
You'd be like
reminds me
these
of
freshman hooligans.
that low key reminds me of this time I was like working in concrete, and we were working next to this like, do you know the company that makes like hard drives for the Xbox? I think they're like Seagate or some shit.
That's about right.
Yeah.
They had a company, or I guess an office building in Minnesota, and we were working on like all the concrete for that area, like the roundabout that was like right in front of it, like the parking lot shit, like all that shit, right? And I was working like right next to the building, damn near, and it was like super dusty. And yeah, I had like childish sense of humor, sure. I drew like this penis, like in the dust on like this like shiny aluminum like side building, right? And I'm like, no one's gonna see that. And then not 5 minutes later, the planning, like these two important dudes, I forget what they were. It was one of the planners and then one of like the heads of like the groups that were working there, right? They start talking right next to me where I'm working, right next to this thing that I next to this giant penis that I drew on the wall. And I'm like, and as they're talking, they're like both looking at it. And for like, I swear it was like 10 minutes, but it was probably like 2 or less. But for like, a couple minutes, they're just like staring at this wall. And I'm like, don't see it, don't see it, don't see it, don't see it. And eventually they're like, man, who the fuck drew this penis on here? Like, that's so unprofessional. Like, they were just like shitting on it constantly. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, like, damn,
Who
it's
could
like
have
really
done something so childish?
that's like really immature, as I'm the only 16-year-old like there in a group of like 40-year-old dudes. I'm like, that's really immature for whoever did that. Like,
What poor work ethic on that one.
I can't believe someone did that on such an important like building, no less. So at that
John
time
and
too, I was like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's just another penis. But
Let's
John
go.
and I were when we came to see you guys to go see Avenged Sevenfold, there was a Avenged Wienerfold. There's a view from our hotel room. There's a parking garage about right next to it, and
Were you guys in the
someone
suite?
power washed a penis into the concrete of the parking garage. Like, yeah.
I took a
Like,
sip
go
of
ahead.
water right as you said that.
Yeah.
the image, someone just going.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm still immature in my humor. Sorry, chat. Where was it, Matt? In the parking garage?
Yeah, it was in a parking. It was on top of the parking garage, so it was like, damn. I have a picture.
He took a picture.
All right, well, shit. I don't know how long the recording is, but I really have
It's
to go to
getting
the
pretty
bathroom,
long.
so maybe we call it here.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Like, I looked over. We're at 1 hour and 22 in my second one, and the first one was like an hour. So
Yeah, that's fine.
we'll
right,
have a lot to work with.
Chat, that was work stories.
That was
That was work stories.
some of our
Simultaneous,
work stories, chat.
also other stories.
And like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like we could have kept talking about stuff. So, chat, maybe in the future we'll come up with a part 2 if there's like a
Yeah.
need for it.
Fuck yeah.
Because like we're always
I got
working,
plenty
so-
more.
And plus, this is a job now for some of us, so this is technically work story capable.
Fuck off.
Hell yeah.
Well, sorry, one of us is contractually bound. The other two are just like we're working it 'cause we're working it.
All right, chat. Well, that was that. Have a
That
good
was-
week.
that
work
was
stories,
that
yeah.
was James and Chill.
See you later.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of James and Chill. That was Work Stories. If you liked it, smash that subscribe. No, I'm kidding. But like, leave a
Smash
five-star if you
like.
liked it. Like, there's gonna be a spot for
the like
could you like please like please? But like leave a comment, leave like a review or some shit. Like what could we have done better? What could we have done like not of? And if you watch the video, like tell us how much we suck and what we need to
Shit
improve
on our
on.
Rocket League
Like-
skill.
Like that's the only way we're gonna get better.
Yeah,
I know
sure.
there were some things you saw, chat, that was like, oh man, like ooh, did not want to see that.
Ugh.
Stinky.
Stinky
No.
money. Oh, speaking of stinky money, real quick, that money I got for my car, it's not smelly.
Filthy.
But like it seems filthy, but it doesn't like smell like ass. It like I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, no.
I was smelling like some cheese.
Yeah, it was some
Cheese.
cheddar. It was
Back
some
in the cheddar.
You know it. So, and with that, chat, thank you for joining us. I am
Pepe
latency
7.
issues,
Not.
I'm Bartholomew.
and we will see you later, probably. I don't know.
Level.
I guess in the next
Beep.
level. Boop.